Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the month of August. And wow, all the things that have been occurring. Just as I had predicted in July, it has come to pass. Now, I just want you to realize the importance of astrology and how it truly works. Because if President Trump had been able to see my predictions before the event happened, it could have been prevented. Yes. Don't forget that Ronald Reagan used Joan Quigley, and astrology truly works because I was able to define the exact time that the assassination attempt would happen. So this is just so validating for you to see how astrology truly works. Now, before I get into what's going to be happening in August, I want to remind everyone, sign up for my free newsletter where you will get all of my predictions delivered to your email address free every week. And this can help you make plans in your life. Another thing is my planner, Galactic Planner, is coming out. It's probably out by now. And if you sign up for it, it's going to take your individual chart and give you your personal predictions. And if you sign up right now, you get the first month free. So go to galacticplanner.com, and to sign up for my free newsletter, go to galacticcenter.org. And remember, if you want to learn Vedic astrology, now is the time. My first semester is coming out this month, and this is where you can learn all the tools and techniques of astrology. So check out all that I have to offer on my website, galacticcenter.org, and look at my Patreon, become part of a spiritual community, and sign up for my school. That's universityofvedicastrology.com. Now let's get going. Let's start talking about what's happening, what's happened. And yes, I had specifically predicted for Trump that he could be attacked. There could be an assassination attempt. And the days that I gave were specifically around July 12th through about the 15th. And here we go. So this was where, in his chart, Mars and Uranus conjoined on his MC, which is the highest point in the chart. That's your midhaven. It represents your reputation, it represents who you are to the public, and it is your career. So this was what he was doing. He was out speaking, and it hit him. And thank God he is okay. But I see him winning the election. Let me just say it. He will win the elections. And I knew he would win, so I knew this assassination wouldn't work. But, you know, there's so many people at odds, and the anger and the hate is so extreme right now. And it's only going to get worse, unfortunately. Usually an event like this should bring people together. But in this case, because of where transiting Mars is, it's only going to get worse. I hate to say that. I wish that people could wake up to how destructive people have been, the media, everyone destroying one another. But everything happens for a reason. And this whole thing is happening for what I always say, a divine reason. Truly it is. You have to know there is a divine force that guides us and protects us. And yes, from this assassination attempt, I have to say, I am so sorry. Someone was killed and two were critically wounded. This is so very sad. People have to go through this. But trust me, be connected to your inner guidance and you can stay protected. In the light, we will all be protected. And everything happens for a divine reason. Everything that's coming down, as I've been saying for so long, is exposing the truth. This had to happen. It couldn't continue like it's been going for so long. That corruption and the darkness, the energy of darkness has been running a lot of the organizations and countries. So now things are coming into the light. Trust and know this is going to happen. And I see some great things. After a big crash, I see some great things coming out. We've got to go through this together. This is the birthing process. I want you to know it is just simply a birthing process. And so now that we're past this, let me talk about what we have going in August, because it's not easy either. Remember that Mars is going to be in Taurus till August 26th. And this is the Pleiades. This is where some dire things can happen in this particular portion of the sky. And that's where Taurus is. That's where Mars is. Mars is going to come together with Jupiter. And this is expanding a lot of what? Anger. Because Jupiter expands things. And Mars is anger. And we're dealing with it being in the sign of Taurus, in the Pleiades, and it is in the nakshatra called Kritika. Kritika is the nakshatra that deals with the sharp blade. And Kritika is a nakshatra that deals with violence many, many times. But most of all, anger. People that have this nakshatra strong in their charts do have issue with anger. I've seen it many, many times. So, continuing on, looking at where this is all going, this particular month, I noticed that there's going to be a massive T-square around the full moon, which happens towards the end of the month. The full moon, well, first, the full moon's going to be August 19th. And this is going to be where there's a powerful fixed square going on. A T-square. We'll talk about that in just a minute, because first of all, we have the new moon. And this new moon is very difficult too. Why? Because of the fact that in this new moon that we have, it's going to be in Cancer. And it's in the nakshatra called Aslesha. Aslesha is the nakshatra that can deal with people that are not on the up and up, can be dangerous, can be sneaky, and I get that there can be some outbreaks of war. Now really, between July through the end of the year, I said July is going to start it off, and it certainly did start it off with a bang. Now we're processing through August. And here's the thing that I find very interesting about August is that Jupiter is going to come together with Mars, and they're going to cross over a very, very specific degree. And I have noted in many, many charts of catastrophic events, this degree in the zodiac was activated. And it was always a slow-moving planet. Well, we have Jupiter here again, but it's going to be with Mars, which this is, as I say many times, Mars is the trigger, and it's anger, and it's violence. So I know you're tired of hearing me talk about this, but I have to tell you what I'm seeing, because this will help us in so many ways protect ourselves. So let me talk about this degree in the zodiac. It's it's around 20 to 23 degrees of Taurus. And I've seen that 23 degree mark many, many times. Just to give you an example, during the Hiroshima attack, it was Uranus that was 23 degrees of Taurus. And during 9/11, it was Saturn that was 20 degrees of Taurus. During the Tiananmen Square massacre, Jupiter was 23 degrees of Taurus. And during the Pearl Harbor attack, it was Jupiter again that was at 23 degrees of Taurus. So yes, we have got Jupiter going to 23 degrees of Taurus this month. And that will be, now I'm going to say this time of concern is going to be around August 13th through the 19th, that week. But actually Mars and Jupiter conjoin on August 14th at 22 degrees of Taurus. Still they got to roll into 23, but around that window, remember, we have where planets get close to degrees and they're activated. And like I always say, there's a 3-degree orb when they hit that exact timing. So August 14th is when it's exact. So it could happen a little bit before and after when Jupiter crosses over 23 degrees, which will be a day or two after the 14th. Be aware during this time. There could be some type of attack somewhere in the world. It could be here in the United States. So another thing that I've seen are earthquakes. I've been saying ever since Mars has come together in the sign of Taurus, we're looking at some possible earthquakes. And yes, Jupiter was in Taurus when they had the earthquake, and it was right around this degree again. The San Francisco earthquake that happened in 1906. And what's going to be happening as well, while we have this degree mark activated at this time in August, well, we also have Saturn squaring that degree to make matters more intense. And so what I'm seeing is by the time we have that full moon on the 19th, we have a T-square in the sky where Jupiter and Mars are at the fulcrum of where Saturn and Venus and that new moon occur in Leo. So these are all in fixed signs. What does that mean? There's a major standoff and stubbornness that's coming about. People are not changing, are not cooperating. There's a big standstill. Now, another thing is that in August I see happening, because it's a critical time, again, there is political fights going on. Like I said, you think this event would bring people together, and it's causing more problems. Now, like I said, there's going to be times of earthquakes during July and August. And particularly I see the West Coast, but there's something going on in Japan as well. Initially I thought, well, if it's going to be something serious, I think it could be an earthquake. But then taking a little step back and studying the charts a little more, there could be a disease that comes out of Japan. Be aware of this. It could start now, August, because transiting K2 is in Virgo right now. It's actually in Virgo all the way till the end of May of 2025. And Virgo's all about health and healing and disease, K2. So we will see if there's going to be more health scares, pandemic scares coming out. I don't think that people are going to fall for it this time, but yes, be aware that this is still a big threat going on in the world. And I just wonder if they're doing this, or whoever causes this, so that Maybe it could delay the voting or cause voting to be mail-in. We will see if this is going to be part of what I'm seeing with this very difficult aspect occurring. Now here's another biggie that's happening in August. Mercury will go retrograde to add insult to injury, right? There's going to be all this confusion with Mercury retrograde that it always creates setbacks and delays with airplanes. But I think with this, it is due to weather, serious weather. I mean, we got to admit, we are in hurricane season in the United States, when the hurricanes come over from Africa every year and hit Florida, the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean. Here we go again. And this is going to be a doozy. Why do I think this? Because Mercury is going to be retrograde from August 5th to the 28th. And the portion of the zodiac where it's in is crucial because, well, for an entire year when Mercury goes retrograde, it goes retrograde in the same element. But this time it goes retrograde where it starts to retrograde in a water sign. Well, first it's in a fire sign, it retrogrades back into a water sign and then goes back into fire. This is unusual, but here's what I want you to know. That portion of the zodiac between water and fire is where planets are Gandanta. You've heard me talk about Gandanta planets. It means drowning. It means losing control, feeling like you can't grab onto anything. You're out of control. And so since it particularly deals with drowning, this could mean floods and severe weather. Therefore, this is going to be a serious time for hurricanes, cyclones all over the world. So be aware of this. So it's not just in America that there can be major floods and severe weather, because this covers the whole planet. So it will be Gandanta. The area of Gandanta planets is the last few degrees of water and the first few degrees of fire. And that's going to be right there where Mercury is retrograding this month. So look out for severe storms and problems with water. And I think this can cause another threat, could be because of earthquakes and storms. And, you know, the earth is reacting to all the anger everywhere. And things are heating up everywhere. Expect fires with Mars being so intense. Fires in California and around the world. Everything is heating up. The problems will increase. And going back to Trump, as he is going to be gaining momentum and power, yes, because his power will increase while Jupiter is in Taurus. It's in his 10th house of work and career, which means success. So that's why, you know, he's going to have a rough time. You know, the sentencing and all that still due. And trust me, they're still trying to take him out. They won't be able to, though. No matter what happens, it backfires on them. You'll see. So this big full moon is full of surprises because of it being in these fixed signs. And it's leading up to the October eclipse, which I think there's going to be an October surprise. You know what I'm seeing pretty much in this month, amidst all of what's happening? The anger, earthquakes, assassination attempts that just happened. So much is going on. What can we expect? So for you individually, I think what's happening is the energies are building, and it's really bringing us to a point where we want to express our freedom and express who we really are, express what we really feel, our principles, our truths. Because before we've been kind of afraid to express it. Why? Because people will demonize you, call you names if you believe a certain way. No one should do that. We deserve to have the right of our free will and what we want to believe. And I say also, aside from what the media is trying to brainwash us to believe in yourself. Put your energy and put your money into developing yourself. Now is the time for self-empowerment, more than ever. And I feel like now it's the time for us to voice our truths, our opinions, because this is going to empower us. When you're weak and you don't have an opinion, people will take advantage of you. Now it's time to step up and voice your truth and be secure that no matter how people may react, you're empowering yourself. Be honest and true to yourself. And don't worry what other people think. I mean, if I worried about what other people think, would I be doing these videos? Because heaven knows I have been, blasted throughout the years. And that's another thing I want to say right now. Throughout my life, I've been ridiculed and made fun of for being an astrologer. And now, finally, people are starting to see it justified. I know people, even with my prediction, nailing the date and the time. They'll say I didn't say it. Why? Because people don't want to believe in astrology. But it is the divine science, and it absolutely works. I see it working every day through all of my clients' charts. But it is such a fabulous tool to give guidance and help people. It is the divine science, and it is a science, by the way. So now is the time for you to get strong and secure in your own beliefs and tell people what you believe. It's time. Because the world's illusions are falling away. All the dirtiness and the corruption behind the scenes, it's getting exposed this month, especially around the new and the full moon. You'll see how it comes out. And yes, the powers that have been operating have a lot to own up to. It's karma time. Saturn's karma. And it's time for the truth to come out, because that heals everything. And that's what's been building all these years. And now that it's coming out, it's healing. So work on this with yourself. Be responsible. Be honest. Say your truths. And be proud of who you are. Because you know you're doing what's right. Always remember this. It is always not only your attitude, but it's what you truly feel within. And that's your intentions. And your intentions are everything. When your intentions are pure and good, you're going to do the right thing, and you're going to be guided in the right way. So intentions are everything. Come from the goodness, the light, and love in your heart, and you will be protected. Stand strong, eliminate your fears, be true to yourself, be confident. This is the time that you can be successful. Yes, I see the world really, really tumbling for a while. But on the other side, it's going to be such a beautiful world for the next generation. This is a promise I can give you. Follow me through, because 2025 has a lot that we've got to go through, especially economically with the economy. Yes, I've said it before, especially in my Patreon page. All my Patreon people know the truth of what I'm trying to say. I've been saying there's going to be a huge economic crash. Trump's going to get in and everything's going to crash. Probably because they want him in to blame it on him. Now, I probably shouldn't go that far, but it's all going to come back after it crashes. And that's the beauty of it. It's got to kind of tumble for the healing to come about. And this is where we're headed. It's going to be a much better world. And this is all, everything happens for a reason. And it's all for a good reason. We've got to go through this lesson all together. But please, during this time, stand up for yourself, be true to yourself, voice your opinions, and most of all, stay in touch with your divine spirit within. When you ask and you connect to that divine spirit that you are, which is connected to the divine, the God, whatever you want to call it, you will be protected and you will be safe. This is a promise to everyone out there. So with that, I think I'll close. If you would like more information on me, if you would like a reading, if you would like to join my Patreon, sign up for my free newsletter, go to galacticcenter.org. And remember, sign up for your free month with the Galactic Planner, galacticplanner.com, and come be my student. Study Vedic astrology. Know the divine science of the stars to better guide you, your family, and your friends through the science of astrology. So my astrology semester 1 with the University of Vedic Astrology is starting in August. Check it out, University of Vedic Astrology, and become my student. Thank you.